Hey guys, so this is future me because I simply forgot to film an intro, but I'm gonna attempt to turn this old and extremely smelly coat into something cool. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions, please just ask it in the comment section.
This is a very traditional coat, and I like to make it more modern
and wearable, so the inspo came from the center front lines, and I also adjust the coat for a better fit.
and I have my very handy sewing checklist or sewing planner in my hand, which basically tells me, which is not a surprise, that I need to do a lot of seam ripping, so let's get into it.
We're going to need the thrifted coat, pins, some smaller scissors, whichever works for you, matching threads, fabric scissors, and also some buttons. With thrifted and often old garments, you have to be very gentle, so I recommend ripping the seams carefully and ripping the seams separately on the outer and lining fabrics. I also removed any embellishments I didn't like. Next, I measured how long the center front line should be. Here, I'm pinning all the silky layers together so that it won't be shifting under my scissors. Next, I'm measuring and marking the center front line plus an additional 3 centimeters or 1¼ inches for seam allowance. Finally, we can make the first big change, which is cutting the coat to the desired length. Now I can check the fit again, and if I don't like something, I can always get back to the cutting table. I am cutting this amazing collar off with the purpose of sewing it back on after I altered the center front line of the coat. I need to make the center front line a bit more thick and sturdier, so I ironed on an interfacing that is usually used for belts. I also give a good press for my projects every now and then, so it is not wrinkly and ugly to work with.
So it's actually time for some sewing. I have this machine, which I'm gonna thread in a second, and I'm gonna take in the shoulders. So let's do it.
When taking in the shoulders, it is very important that we do it separately on the outer fabric and on the lining fabric. After it, you can cut off the seam allowance and iron the new seams flat. Here I am checking the future length of the sleeves with my pregnant belly, and I also determine how much narrower should the new design be. Because my sleeves have beautiful cuffs, I am shortening them at the top. I turn it inside out and take in the width. Cut off any excess fabric and give the seams a good press. If it's still bulky somewhere, go back and remove some of the meeting layers of the seams. I go back to my sewing planner and check out the things I accomplished so far to keep myself motivated. I am sewing the outer and lining layers together so I have a nice and neat center front line. Let's throw the sleeves on the mannequin and then expect it to be magically sewn on in the next scene like it happens in TikTok videos. Oh shit, it doesn't work like that. We actually have to put in the long and tedious work. Pin the armhole of the coat and the sleeve right sides together and then sew it. Another fit check to either make yourself happy or have a meltdown. Luckily this time I was satisfied with the results. It's time to sew the collar back on. And here is a great tip. Yeah, not the burning yourself part, but to iron your colors on your mannequin if you have one. Here I was explaining how I don't like this longer in the front, shorter in the back design, so I chopped it off and finished the bottom seam right sides together just like on the center front.
The thing is, halfway through the project, I decided I want to embellish the coat because I found this fabric. Can you see how beautiful it is? It also has the same colors as the jacket. So I'm gonna use this. And also I think the easiest way to have your own design from a basic thrifted garment is to add embellishments like these laces, change buttons for example, something that shows that you have put the effort into it, like hand sewing or stuff like this. It's gonna take some more time, like much more time, but I always think it's worth it. So let's see how this is gonna turn out.
First, I am placing the lace onto the coat to see how much I'm gonna need. Then with a small scissor, I cut around the edges, separating the lace from the fabric. You can determine the placement of the laces either on a flat surface or on a mannequin if you have one to see the whole design better. Now I can thread my needle and make a knot at the end and put on some trash reality shows for background noise because I am gonna sit here and hand sew for a while. Most sewing machines come with an automated or semi-automated buttonhole making program, even this old machine. Because my buttons are too big, I cannot make a buttonhole on my machine. I determine the placement and the size of my buttonhole. I always put a piece of paper as a stabilizer on the back of the future hole. I set my machine on a zigzag stitch mode with minimum stitch length and minimum width. This way, I can mimic the sides of a professional buttonhole. At the end, I set my machine on a 4mm zigzag stitch and 0 stitch length. I cut off the hanging threads and I also rip away the paper from the back. Now I put a pin in the end of my buttonhole and I also take my small scissors and poke a hole into the fabric and I carefully cut the buttonhole open. You should always check if your button fits through the buttonhole. Now I'm gonna fix the edges of the hole with this clear nail polish. I'm sewing on the buttons and guys, this means I'm ready!
My final thoughts about this project is that I am really satisfied with the outcome. Although working with this slippery, silky fabric wasn't the easiest thing to do, why I fell in love with this coat in the first place was the pattern, was the silkiness, the color, so I chose this path for myself. Maybe next time I'm thrifting a coat, I will go down a more traditional route. The only reason why I'm not 100% about this thrift flip is because I have a bump and the center front line of this jacket should fall straight down and my bump just does this weird thing with the jacket. So ideally what I would love to do is to make some kind of shorts out of these leftover fabrics because I have a lot, but since I am very heavily pregnant I chose not to do this. So I'm gonna postpone making these pants until after I give birth. So this is the situation why I think next time it would be more fitting to make a tutorial on a maternity dress, maybe. It can be a thrift flip or something I'm gonna do from scratch. But if you have any other ideas what I should do, then please let me know. And also please let me know if I should go more into detail with my tutorials, because I don't think I explained in this video that much, because I wanted to have more of a dynamic video. But if you want more information, if you want to learn more, then just let me know in the comment section, and next time I'm gonna do a video just as you wish. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!